Hey guys, it's your lucky day. I've decided to do a three-parter today. Haven't done anything in 3 years. I was looking on the internet before. So we're going to do a three-parter because it's 20th anniversary of when we put the fence in along this creek line. So we're just going to continue on from the Redfin Dam. So I'll spin you around and I'll show you where we... Okay, so just looking across the paddocks. There we go. The gully before we were up over there where there's a nice big dam with our Murray cod in it. So we'll just go through a few things. Sorry about that, getting my words muddled. Yeah, so like I said, we fenced this off in 2006. Roughly about 1 kilometre long, this whole section. So it's one massive big section through the middle of our farm basically, and it takes up about approximately 25 acres, 25 acres or so, which isn't a huge piece out of our farm. It's 10%, but it makes it, like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot easier for us to manage of our stock when they're not getting in around the creek there. I'll just sort of go in and around. It makes it a lot safer. Like I said, we get better quality water that goes through our property, and we attract a lot of native plants, wildlife starting to come through, which is pretty exciting, you know. Like, I don't know, I see a lot of farms, and sometimes I think, especially if they're devoid of trees, they're sort of lacking a little something. I'm not judging anyone for what they do, but I enjoy seeing the bird life and the plant life and the wildlife. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that. Anyway, let's just go for a stroll, guys. I'll just turn it around. Oh, here comes Ringo, by the way. That's Ringo. Right, full disclosure. Apologies for going full Barnaby on the dogs earlier, but there were some heifers up the other end and they were sort of carrying on like pork chops. Anyway, let's just go for a stroll, guys. So, like I said, we fenced this off in 2006. These trees actually, I planted 700 in here along this section. There's the other dog. Planted 700 along there in 2007, and unfortunately I planted them really late and we had a dry summer. So out of that 700, 685 of them died. So that was a bloody waste of time. Anyway, a few years later, we managed to get some funding off Landcare, and we got some plants, and we planted another 700 through this section here. So this particular area had, from the back of the dam where we were before, along here, about 8 trees. 8 trees, so not many. We planted a lot, and as you can see, we're starting to get the benefits of that. I'll just zoom you around. A few on the other side. It's a beautiful little spot. We've had some kangaroos hopping through here of late. I know they're a pest in a lot of areas, or there's a lot of them, but through here I don't see too many, so it's nice when we do. Actually spotted some bulbine lilies along here a couple of years ago. Haven't found them since, but there was about 6 of them. So, although we got a fair bit of onion weed in here, I've also got a lot of native plants coming up here. Native grasses. We've got red grass over here. We get Lamandra longifolia through here. There's a bit of wallaby grass as well that gets about. We'll just walk down here. I've been down here spotlighting of a night time, not with a gun or anything, but just having a look around. We do get gliders along here, and I have spotted some ringtail possums as well, which is pretty cool. Those hollows in that tree, ideal habitat. There's some white-winged chuffs up the end there. So the predominant tree species in our farm are mostly yellow box, which have a few, red gum, which is Eucalyptus comardalensis. Sorry, the yellow box is Meliodora. We also have a couple of white box trees, which is Eucalyptus albans and a grey box. A couple of galahs carrying on. Grey box, which is microcarpa, Eucalyptus microcarpa. A few galahs going around. So 20 years ago, Landcare sort of had a different ratio of trees to shrubs. So it was more like, I might be wrong, but it was more like, say, 4 trees and 1 shrub out of every 5. So you can notice that in the planting, because it is not quite a monoculture. It's not a monoculture at all, but it's probably too many trees in here. A bit more of an understory would be great, and a few more ground covers. So the newer plantings that we've done, and we've done 3 of them, which I'll show you later, tend to go 4 shrubs, 1 tree. So that's a sort of 80-20 ratio. Look at that beauty. That's a grey box there. Microcarpa, meaning small seed. We're just going to walk to the end, and then we'll do the next part. Looking into the paddocks. Bloody minor bird. Geez, we get a few of them around here now. Shits of things they are. That's why it's really good to have that understory. Gives a place for the wrens and those smaller birds to hide. Oh, look at that. Acacia implexa. It's coming out in flower, which is good to see. The gold dust wattle has finished flowering. Oh, there we go. Okay. Anyway, we're almost at the end, guys. And when we get there, I'll turn her off and we'll go to the next one, which is just over the other side of the track there. Thanks, guys. Speak to you in a minute. Bye.